Welcome to your winter solstice reading, and this is going to be for the season starting on December 21st, 21. So you have this 12, 21, 21 numbers going on here. You got the 12 and the 21, which is very much a mirrored effect. Plus 1 plus 2 is 3, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So you got a 3, a 3, and a 3. So 3 threes. Huge amount of creativity that's going to be coming around this winter solstice. So I'm excited to see what Spirit has to tell us about those 3 months. Also, of course, winter solstice is the beginning of Capricorn season. I will have a different video for Capricorn for that season coming up, so keep an eye out for that as well. But this reading is going to be a pick-a-bear reading, and so you're going to have a choice of 3 different bears, and you can choose as many as you want. You're going to have the brown bear, the black bear, and the polar bear. And I'll have timestamps for each one of those in the description box below if you want to jump ahead to the other bear. We're going to start, of course, with the brown bear. And we're going to be asking the question, what's going into hibernation? So we're going to just ask what is falling away, what is kind of shrinking in our life, at least for this 3-month period. And with that shrinking, with all this creativity going on, what is going to take its place as it shrinks? Because there's always a certain amount of energy in our lives, and as one changes, it makes room for something else. So I'm excited to jump right in, and like I said, we're going to start with Mr. Brown Bear first, and if you chose one of the other bears, just click on the timestamp below and you'll jump ahead. So let's get started. All right, on my Virgos, if you chose bear number 1, which is the brown bear, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from these Surrender Oracle. And we're just going to see what overall the Creator wants you to know about the winter solstice, what's going into hibernation. So one more time here. All right, Creator, for our Virgos of the brown bear, what would you want them to know? What is going into hibernation during this winter solstice? All right, that is your message there. Let's make some room over here. There we go. And you've got surrender to silence. And here's the message here. I'll read that. It says, in quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. So this hibernation, you are going into hibernation. So for this 3-month period, you are going to be taking time to yourself. You're going to be taking time to be quiet, to quiet the voices within those judgmental voices of fear of the outside world, all those opinions of opinions of opinions in the outside world. You are going to this place of silence. You're going to the eye of the storm outside of the chaos, and you're sitting in this beautiful, beautiful space where you can almost like mute the world and be watching everything going on, but when you turn off the sound, it's not as agitating, it's not as triggering for you when you don't have the sound on. It's like watching a scary movie. A lot of what is scary in the scary movie is the music as it starts to play, and you're like, no, something's about to happen. When it's on mute, it's not as scary, and that's kind of what I feel for you. I don't know why that particular example came up, but there you have it. And we're also going to, of course, dig more into this, and we're going to pull from these animal spirit oracle and just see what animal spirit has a message for you. What else the Creator would like you to know about your hibernation. All right, well, there you go. Showed itself right away, and you've got the spider. Looking, it almost looks like he's in the eye of a storm, right? So kind of like what I was talking about there. And let's see what energy comes with the spider here. And I apologize, these are not in alphabetical order. So I just need to locate it here. There it is. So this is creator of prosperity through life's work, Dharma. So the spider is an ingenious creator. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of Dharma into a vast, intricate web that supports the spider and those around it, both financially and spiritually. And Dharma, as I understand it, is like kind of like your soul mission, like your desire of what you wanted to grow through and accomplish. Spiritually, like from your soul, what your soul decided to do before it came down here. It is hard work, but the spider neither tires nor becomes impatient. This card reminds us creativity is everywhere. Be process-oriented rather than results-oriented, and soon your work becomes like the weaving of a magical, priceless tapestry, and abundance follows. Because when you're in balance with this spider energy, you're appreciative, you're enthusiastic, you're prosperous. And when you're out of balance of this energy, then you're discouraged, you're tired, and you're forlorn. So to bring this energy into balance, it says playful creativity. So really, and this is beautiful, is that, you know, when you come to the eye of the storm, when you move away from all that, you know, rat race and all that chaos going out there, when you're in silence, you have time. And during this time, like all this is talking about here, is about using your creativity, connect to your creativity, weave your beautiful web, you know, so however you feel creativity flows through you, do that during this winter solstice, during this time, okay? I'm also going to pull another card here from this Ancestry Tarot. And let's see what else the Creator has to say for this winter solstice for you. One more time here. All right, so what else for our brown bear Virgos? What else would you like them to know about their winter solstice, please? Okay, I feel like this is the one right here. And you got the Queen of Swords. So swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations, and all the queens of the minor arcana also bring water. So she's unique in that she has this beautiful balance between heart and mind. And so she offers this beautiful balance between the two. She yields the Ace of Swords, which gives you access to capital T truths and allows you to cut away the small t truths of that chaos of the outside world. So also, while you're in this beautiful, you know, silent time during this winter solstice, you can also connect to higher truths that you will find from within, not from without, but from within. So she brings that, and usually, like in a lot of, I think she kind of has it in here too, she has one hand open, which means she's open to new thoughts, new beliefs, as things come in too. So it's really about not being so rigid as you go through this experience here of creativity, allowing yourself to flow with an open mind and an open heart as well. Excuse me. We're also going to pull cards here from these Tarot of Dreams, and we're going to dig in to each of the months of the winter solstice. So that'll be December 21st to January 21st, and January 21st to February 21st, and February 21st to March 21st. All right, creators, so for 1221 to 121, what else do you want the brown bear Virgos to know? Okay, and those two. And then here, 121 to 221, okay. What else? Okay, you get 4 for that one. And then here, for 221 to 321. They knew what I meant. There you go, those there. Okay, and then your final message is going to be this one. Just kind of an overall arching theme there. All right, so let's dig into 1221 to 121. Yeah, 5 of Swords makes sense because you've got this swords here. And the 5 of Swords, again, here, in this, it's depicted in here carrying the Ace of Swords. 5s are all about transformation. So this is definitely about transforming thoughts and beliefs and mindsets during this time here, which totally is what this Queen of Swords is initiating, and the energy that allows you to do this. So I love that. And you also have the sign of Venus in Aquarius here. So some beautiful awarenesses can come from that for you. I'm not sure why they wanted to point that out, but for you, it's about this Aquarius and the planet of love of Venus. So there can be this mindsets about your self-worth, about love, could be in regards to an Aquarius. So you might have Aquarius in your chart, or it might have been that this relationship is about with an Aquarius as well. And then you have a Page of Wands. Wands is your spark, your drive, your ambition, your aha inspiration, and your spiritual energy. And with the page popping up here, the page has like two things that it brings for you. The first is that pages are messengers. And so because this represents spiritual energy, you are going to be getting messages from spirit during this month as well. So pay attention to road signs and license plates and stickers on the back of vehicles and songs on the radio and, messages, even in your junk mail. Look at like the subject lines. Just pay really close attention to those things from the outside world, because you're going to be getting messages that are coming in from the outside. You're going to be messages coming into your brain. Like you won't be thinking about someone or a situation at all, and all of a sudden, there'll just be this thought just activates in your head. And that's them letting you know that they are with you. They are always with you, but they like to remind us, especially if it has to do with this situation here, of this transformation of thoughts and beliefs and old ways of thinking. The other thing with the Page of Wands is it's all about newness, new energies, new spiritual energies, new things happening, which makes sense because the more you get silent and not, have that mute button on, the less energy you're investing out there and the more energy you're investing inside. So you do get this nice burst of internal energy from December 21st to January 21st. Yep, and then you have the Six of Coins. And coins are pentacles as well in other decks, and this is all I can see, that it's about balancing the worth, the external worth, because coins and pentacles are about your outside world. And I really look at this as, I call it my codependency awareness card, because it is about this understanding, this balancing. Because when you enter a relationship, usually, and it can be romantic or friends or family or work or, whatever relationships are out there. But it's usually you enter in as two adults, unless one's a child. But usually we're talking about adult relationships, right? And when you have this interaction with each other, it's beautiful because when you first meet someone, you really don't have expectations of them. And you're like, oh, wow, you're wonderful. But then if you are an enabler in codependent relationships, which I admit, recovering enabler from codependent relationships, so I fully understand this, no judgment whatsoever. We have this belief from earlier in our lives that we have to be able to give to others in order to be worth being around, or for someone to want to be with us and to be in a relationship of some kind with us. And so we have this belief that I must be the one giving. No, I can't receive from you. I have to be the one giving. And so it turns into this from an adult to an adult relationship to a parent-child, because we're saying, no, I must give to you, and no, you can't give to me. That's like a mama bird and a baby bird, right? It's like, nope, the baby bird is only supposed to receive from me. Well, what that does to an enabler is eventually it exhausts them because they're over giving, and then they also become resentful, right? Well, the other person on the other end of the stick, the other end of the relationship, they're wanting to give as well. And what happens then is when they're not able to give back to you because all you are saying is, no, I need to give. Well, they're going to go give somewhere else then, right? If we refuse to receive from them and receive what they're giving, then we, in turn, kind of push them away, and they will go outside of the relationship to get that satisfaction, either through an affair, or they'll pour themselves into their job, or into a hobby, or into their friends, or into a sport, something outside the relationship, because they're not able to feel that beautiful feeling of giving like we're feeling, giving to them up to exhaustion, right? So this beautiful awareness comes, it's like, oh wow, I can look at my, these thoughts and beliefs around my worth, in that I am worth just being around for who I am, not for what I can give. And then it allows this free flow of giving as well because of that. And there's other things, of course, that go into that, but this is the main thing of really, with this change of thoughts and beliefs, with this Five of Swords and this new energy, you're having new beliefs and new awarenesses around your worth and your worth in relationships. Which brings you into the next month, which will be January 21st to February 21st. And right off, you've got the King of Coins, so the King of Pentacles. And so this is very grounding. I mean, you are Virgos, you're Earth energy. This is Earth energy. So you really, understand and get that, right? You understand the how to ground yourself and how to calm yourself. But this is all about the King of Pentacles. He's at the end of the Pentacles, and so he really understands worth. And where the Queens have water energy, all the Kings have air energy, and so they have the mental piece of things. And so this wisdom and this understanding and knowledge of having experienced all the coins and the pentacles, he knows that to find your sense of self-worth, you find it from within. Because he knows that from the outside world, that's retail price. What you're worth to others is retail, but what you find within yourself is truly your self-worth. And so I love how this, builds very fast from this month to this month. You went from the 6 all the way up past the 10, all the way up, past the Page, the Knight, the Queen, up to the King. And so you have this knowledge of awareness that comes in here. All right, and then also, Three of Swords makes sense. Swords are, your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, and this is, I call, the heartbreak card. Usually you'll see in a lot of tarot will have a heart with 3 swords pricked into it, but this is this knowledge that comes too through all this that you're doing with these swords movements here in this awareness, because the story that we are taught is that our heart can be broken. And we're like, I know it can. I felt it. It feels like this prick, like, a sword is going into it. I felt it. So my heart can break. And it's like, well, what you're feeling is the physical manifestation of fight or flight kicking into your human heart. Same thing if you compare it to someone jumping out and scaring you, it's immediate, because then you're safe. But the thing with emotional pain, when our heart gets pricked with emotional fear instead of physical fear on the outside, it keeps looping and it keeps hurting. It keeps on pushing and activating all that adrenaline into our bodies. And if you study fight or flight, you can see all the symptoms of it with your immune system shuts down, your nervous system gets flooded with all that adrenaline, your throat gets dry because your body stops making saliva, your muscles ache because it's preparing you to fight or run, and all these things. Well, the beginning of it is this prick of the heart. And so this is a beautiful awareness that comes, and this knowledge that comes through this experience that we have, that our heart cannot be truly broken, and we get to choose what story we apply to it, any situation. And so this is about understanding what that pain really is, and to question that pain. So let's see what else we got here. So you got Temperance, which is all about the balancing of the heavenly cup with the lower cup here. And Temperance is balance. Again, with this balance of heart and mind, this is more of a balance of higher self and human self, realizing that there are 2 of you that are experiencing this life. Like this 3 of Swords, we come here on purpose, for purpose, to feel this, what it might feel like to be heartbroken, what it might feel like to be rejected, what it might feel like to feel unloved, all those beautiful, dark, delicious emotions of our shadow, of fear, are what we come down here to experience. But this is this beautiful transformation that's happening because you're bringing in this connection to your higher self. And then you're realizing that this cup of your higher self, this chalice, this holy grail, is full of unconditional love. It's the essence of our Creator. It's the essence of who we are. We are made of unconditional love. And when we realize that, then we can pour that into this empty vessel of our human that's been searching outside of ourselves. These Three of Swords I also call the expectations card. We're searching outside of ourselves for all those things that we feel are supposed to fulfill us and make us feel whole. In doing that, it just makes us feel emptier because none of that fills up at all. It evaporates as it comes into the cup. But this living water flows in and it's like this beautiful rainbow. Just to hear angels singing as it fills you up and you're like, this is the love I've been searching for. And so this is the beautiful energy that comes in. The energy, new energy started here, more energy expands here as you feel more whole as that happens. And they have the moon here and you have the moon here, and that's jumping out to me too. So pay real close attention during the months, at least these 2 months. We'll see if the moon pops out here too. But definitely during these 2 months, look at the new moon cycles, because these are both new moons. Look at the new moons in both those months and see what energy comes with it. I do put out new moon and full moon readings each month, so check those out during those months and see what else. You don't have to. I'm not telling you have to, but if you would like to, check those out because I'm being prompted with those there. Then you have the Strength card. Beautiful. This is a lot like this Temperance card here, because there's this story that, and I probably didn't even show you that long on here. There's a story here that Spirit gave me. This is our small human self, and this is our infinite higher self. And what this story is kind of like I've been talking about for this whole thing here, is this is the piece of ourself, the human side, that came down here to experience all those shadow emotions that I was talking about. And so it comes down here, it's hungry, it's thirsty, and it's told, go out there. Relationships and situations and physical things like your body and possessions and money, all of that is going to make you not hungry and quench your thirst. And so we're like, okay, I'll go out there because that's what you're telling me to do. And so we go out there and we eat and we drink and we become, it's like American Chinese food. We become hungry an hour later, if it fulfilled us at all. And then we drink and we become even more thirsty. And so we keep searching and are eating and drinking madly, and finally it's just desperate. Our little lion, or in this card it's a tiger, it is so desperate for its belly to be full and for that thirst to be quenched. It just starts roaring in the jungle because it's hangry, hungry, angry. It's Well, our higher self always is aware of our lower self, even though our lower self is veiled from our higher self for a time while we're down here. And so it hears the roaring and it comes down, and it doesn't come down and kill off, the lion, or try to cage it, or, try to suppress it and with a whip and a chair, because it knows that what our little self is hungry for, like that chalice, it's hungry for the unconditional love of the other side, and it's not getting it from the outside world. And so because it is made of unconditional love, it hugs our little self, our little shadow self, and it gives it that love it's been searching for. And this roaring tiger or lion transforms into this purring little cub sitting in the lap of our higher self, feeling whole and complete and loved for the first time in its life, unconditionally loved. And then they walk together in the new path. So the tiger or lion will never feel alone again. It might see like a rabbit and chase after it and then feel alone for a second, go, oh, wait a minute. And it can call for our higher self to be fulfilled again. But so this journey of our self or of our shadow self is so different and changed with this realization and connection to our higher self. So beautiful. That is January to February 21st. Then you have February 21st up to March 21st, which will be the spring equinox. And during this month, halo, got the Magician. So again, you see this, you have the infinity symbol here. So this is our infinite self, bringing down the magic of unconditional love from above. You have everything you need. You've got all of your swords and wands and cups and coins and pentacles. You've got everything you need within you to share that unconditional love with the world, to share that magic that you are with the world. So you're really connecting to this creativity and to this expansiveness of who you are during that month there. Yeah, because here you have the Ten of Wands. Wands, again, is your spiritual energy. So on one side, this is that you're flooded and given so much energy and support. And 10 is the number of endings and new beginnings, with 1 being a beginning. So I also feel like the other side of this is you have been holding so much energy in the outside world, like we talked about here with this Page of Wands, with this new energy coming. This is like that really during this month, and I really feel like at the beginning, like around February 21st, you have just this big spark of energy, and that's why this creativity and this the Magician is known for its, I'm trying to think of the word, but it brings things into being. It's the manifester is what I was trying to think of. So you manifest a lot of things because the energy you're pouring all the energy you're taking away from the outside world is finally filtering itself to this point where you are so clearly pointing that like with a wand and saying, this is what I want to invest it in. This is where I'm going to pour that energy into. Let's see where that gets you. Okay. Another one, one up here. This is the Tree of Life, and this is only, in this deck. This is not in every tarot deck. And this just shows you that the one is the source where you started at from, and this is how we went through all this stuff to be able to be in human form. And so it's like this journey that we take to remember who we really are and to step back forward. There's this beautiful, when I was studying a little bit of the Tree of Life, this is like based on the Kabbalah or the Kabbalah, depending on how you pronounce that. Everyone does it different. But the huge thing was they were talking about that the human side has 5 entry points from the outside world, and they're not like openings, they're more like filters. And we get billions and billions of bytes of information a second into our brain, but our brain can only process like 0.00000000006% of it. So our human side, our human brain can only perceive a very, very small piece of it. So that develops our sixth sense, our higher connection to the higher world, like we talked here. So you see things more clearly. And so you're really seeing this path on how to get back to this higher perspective and really bring this connection back together for that. So you see that life has a purpose. There's all these paths, all this, it's structured, but yet very flexible. And so just know that everything is under control, that your life is not out of control. Everything is happening on purpose, for a purpose as well. Yep. And then you have the Eight of Cups. So beautiful. You're ready to step on up away from the emotions that no longer serve you. Here's the big full moon. So I would definitely look at the full moon cycle during this month. I probably just pay attention to all the moon cycles anyway to see what energy it comes. I do new moon and full moon readings each month, like I said. So I just pay attention to those as those come out and just see what resonates with you, because I really feel they're really emphasizing that for you here. But you are definitely ready to let emotions go, that you have dealt with and processed and empowered yourself to let go of. So more emotions that you're so ready to let go of and move to a new emotional level. Yeah, and then you have the Page of Swords, which kind of represents this whole thing. You got the Queen of Swords, but the Page of Swords is basically mental messages, but new thoughts and new beliefs and new mindsets is like the whole kind of overall arching theme of what you're going to be going through during this 3-month period of the winter solstice. We're going to pull one more card here from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. And we're just going to see what the final message the Creator has for our brown bear Virgos. Okay, there we go. All right, Creator, so for our Virgos that chose the brown bear, what's your final message for this winter solstice reading? Okay, it's that one right there. And you've got the Trader. Not trader like T-R-A, but a trader of goods. And I love this because he has his hand on his heart here. And it says, exchange energy to create abundance. So I will read from the book here, but trading this energy that you've been investing outwardly, bringing that energy in to create from the inside out. I love this. There's a lot of emotional energy that's transforming in here, especially with this magician. It's just going to be a wonderful winter solstice here for you. I just really feel like this movement, you're reclaiming so much of your power. It says, make connections and exchange information, talents, or support. The trader brings the lessons and energy of exchange, kind of like this giving and receiving, right? When he appears, he could represent an opportunity to exchange talents, whatever they may be, in order to expand, or be about the exchange of energies that come from the universe, or both. For example, if you're a creative person or consider yourself creative, when you share your talents, you are giving them. And when you do so, the universe will give you more in order for you to share more. It's all a beautiful cycle. So this belief around being worthy of receiving from the universe is a big part of this reading. The trader also reminds you to be open and honest and act with integrity in your exchanges, because doing something to get something will only lead to challenges, which that's the outside world, right? And the extended message for this card is the universe operates under the law of cause and effect and is always looking to return to a natural state of balance, right? Balance. So if you are lacking in the feelings of abundance at this time, you're being invited to share your time, your gifts, and your understanding with others. If you're frustrated because something isn't unfolding in your life, instead of asking yourself what you can get, ask yourself what you can give. The exchange of energy doesn't necessarily mean financial energy. It can also be about supporting in order to feel supported. If you've been holding back with your offerings, now is the time to change that. Allow yourself to be open, honest, and vulnerable. This can prepare you to open up to even greater opportunities in the coming days, weeks, and months. And I really feel that this is going to be the beautiful startup in this. It's like this charging up of an engine, or how like you have a little toy and you have to wind it up and then it goes. It's like this is the winding up, and in spring is when it just goes shazam, and it just really takes ground. It hits the rubber hits the road, the rubber hits the ground, and you're off into doing things. But this is a big awareness, an internal awareness that starts making its way out to the external world toward the end of this period here. But that's how the world changes, from the inside, not from the outside in. So I love this for you for the winter solstice. I want you to know, in addition to these readings, I also do monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates by each of the elements like fire signs, water signs, etc. And like I mentioned, new moon, full moon readings, several other readings throughout the month as well. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and get notified as soon as they come out, if you haven't done so already, just click the subscribe button down below, and that's going to make this little notification bell pop up. And if you click on that, then that'll take you to your notification settings, and you can just put to be notified immediately. So easy. All right. Well, I want to let you know that as you're going through this winter solstice, in each and every single day of your life, you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, but until then, have an amazing winter solstice, and you take care. All right, all my Virgos, if you chose reading number 2, which is the Black Bear, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from this Surrender Oracle deck, just to see overall for the winter solstice what the Creator wants you to know what is going into hibernation. So, one more time here. All right, Creator, so for our Virgo of the Black Bear, what would you like them to know? What's going into hibernation? Okay, I want these 2 for you. And so, first of all, you have to surrender to the habit of people-pleasing. Yay! And that says, speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. So you are surrendering your people-pleasing. That's going into hibernation, which is great. It happens around December 21st. So around the holidays, so it's okay. You can start releasing that before even the Christmas holiday, if you do that. And then also surrendering your stress, which goes right along with people-pleasing. And that one says, take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. So definitely a beautiful message here of surrendering the stress. That's a lot of it's based in the people-pleasing here. So this wonderful hibernation of people-pleasingness and stress during this winter solstice. So I'm sure you're like, hallelujah for that. We're also going to be pulling cards here from, or a card at least, from the Animal Spirit Oracle, and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about this winter solstice. All right, what else for our Black Bear Virgos, please? Okay, that is the only one, so we will take this one. And you've got the moth. Very nice, beautiful green moth. We'll put that right here. And let's see what message comes from Mr. or Mrs. Moth here. I apologize, these are not in alphabetical order, so I just need to find it. Oh, there it was. It was in the very beginning and went right past it. All right. So the moth energy is about being impulsive, hasty, and wishful. So the moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. And this can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. So practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. Because when you're in balance with this energy, you're enthusiastic and whimsical. But when you're out of balance, then you idealize others and you are jittery. So to bring this into balance, it says finish a project. And I really feel that project is you, is what I'm hearing here. Because all that energy that it was talking about has to do with the people-pleasing and trying to do things for others, trying to make other people happy, thinking that you can and that you're responsible for other people's happiness. And that's where the stress comes in, because it is out of your control. You can give someone the world, literally give someone the world, and they can still choose to be unhappy. Because I wanted the moon too, So this people-pleasingness that's going into hibernation allows you to really connect to this inner beautiful energy of you. So I'm liking that. We're also going to pull a card at least from this Ancestor Tarot and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about this winter solstice. All right, So for our black bear Virgos, what else would you like them to know? Okay, you actually get, wow, 3. Okay. So some great messages here. I am sure you've got the Princess of Staves. So this is like the Page of Wands in a regular. So this is about receiving messages from Spirit, because pages are messengers, like the hear ye of the old ye times. So you are going to be getting messages from Spirit all over the place. So you'll get it from the external world. You'll get it from just thoughts popping into your head, memories being triggered, just emotional messages, just all over the place. So be prepared as you back away and this hibernation happens. You get to get those messages. They're always there, but they're really wanting you to pay attention during this winter solstice, because they're going to be giving you a light of guidance, which you can do with what you want. You don't have to take their advice, but I highly recommend it. My personal life turns out much, much smoother than when I don't listen. So I'm sure you can understand that. Also, this is, the wands, the staves are your spiritual energy, your drive, your ambition, your spark. And so this is about new energy coming in, which makes sense. When you stop trying to please other people, all that energy you're investing in trying to just to make everyone else happy, and realizing that you never do it, even though people act like you are, it's because they wanted to be happy anyway, because people will not be happy if they don't want to be happy. And so when you see all this energy that you've been pouring into a black hole and you just bring it back, you have all this energy for you. Let's see what else you got here. Yeah, because here's the princess. You have the queen, too, of staves. So same thing with this, but this queen also brings in water energy. And usually, like the page, the knight, and the king have like a salamander or a lizard of some kind that helps protect them from the risk of jumping off and doing things with this new energy that you have, this new spark of inspiration. But the queen usually has a black cat, and the black cat represents, along with that water energy, the ability to connect to the other world. That's the intuition, the gut, connecting to the spiritual world. So with all these messages coming in from Spirit, this is definitely a double whammy of, use your energy to connect to the other realm, to connect to those spirit guides and angels and guardian angels and loved ones on the other side, and your ancestors and the Spirit and the Creator and what other beings of unconditional love and light you feel on the other side. Connect to that, because they have beautiful messages and guidance for you. The Queen also has the ability, with this amazing Ace of Wands in her hand, to really direct and focus. Like I said, as before, the page, the knight, and the king need protection from risk, but the queen, with her connection to that upper realm, doesn't really need it, because she knows that she knows that she knows what she's supposed to do, and she doesn't feel like she's taking a risk at all, because she's got the eye in the sky connection. Those that are on the other side, outside of space and time, are guiding her, and she's like, I trust them, they've proven it to me. And so this is beautiful, because you're able to focus, really laser focus that energy into a specific area of your life. Because here's the Two of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your expectations, and it's usually about making choices. And I love this, because usually they're blinded, and then there's like a moon up in the sky. There's a moon up in the sky here. And that is about, you can make decisions with your mind only. And that usually doesn't turn out the best, because our mind is so filtered with so much stuff and opinions from the outside world. But when you make decisions with the Spirit's help, which is what this card means for me, you get beautiful, beautiful movement in beautiful, beautiful directions. So I love all this. I'm just going to make room here. I'm going to put this under here, because next we're going to pull some cards from these Tarot of Dreams deck, and we're going to look at the 3 months for the winter solstice. So December 21st to January 21st, and then January 21st to February 21st, and February 21st to March 21st, which will bring the spring equinox. So let's see what else we got going on here. So Creator for 12/21 to 1/21 for the Virgo Black Bears. Okay, so you've got these two and these two, and they already want these two for this month here. This will be 1/21 to 2/21. What else for that there? Okay. All right, we'll just hide those. You probably saw them already, but we'll just make it mysterious. And then this will be 2/21 to 3/21. Okay, got those two in that one, and then they want these two just for an overall message at the end, so we will take those. All right, so let's look at 12/21 to 1/21, and you've got the Four of Cups. And these cups represent emotions. These 3 cups down here represent kind of this people-pleasing, because this is all the shoulds, the need tos, the have tos, the supposed tos. You've got 1 cup, which is all the relationships that are supposed to fulfill us on the outside, whether they're, romantic or family or friends or work or whatever it might be. The other one is the cup of situation, so jobs, education, things like that, circumstances in your life. And the other is possession, so your body, your actual physical possessions, your bank account, all those things that were supposed to fulfill you on the outside didn't. You're bored, they're unfulfilled, but you're being offered this Ace of Cups, this chalice, this Holy Grail that has what you've really been thirsting for in your life, and that's going to fulfill you, which is the spirit world, the realm of unconditional love, because the essence of unconditional love, those living waters, are what are within that cup. And moon. So you had moons in here too. So really, and I mentioned this in reading number 1 too, if you watched it, moons are going to be a big thing for you, I really feel, with all this connection here. So pay attention to the moon cycles throughout this winter solstice period, because the energies are going to be influencing you and giving you messages for this. And I'll mention it toward the end of this video as well, that I put out each month a new moon and full moon readings. So that might be able to help you too if that resonates with you. And here's the Judgment card. So that's XX, which is double endings and double new beginnings. And you actually have this, this is your human self realizing that this is who you really are. And so this is an awareness that comes that you are so much more than the human being that you perceive it yourself as, this character in this life, right? So you actually have this awareness that comes that you are so much more than the character, and that you are this powerful, eternal, supernatural being made of unconditional love, a spirit being made of unconditional love. So this awareness, of course that makes sense with this Ace of Cups coming in, and all this connection with the other side in the spiritual world is going to be bringing you major awareness of who you really are. Yeah, and then you have the Knight of Swords. So again, swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations, and knights are all about movement. So this can be a physical movement of some kind, either in relationships or circumstances, or in possessions, body movement as well. So there's going to be this that's going to be happening from 12/21 to 1/21, but it's all for your benefit. So changing of mind, changing of mindsets makes sense for all this happening with this spiritual awareness coming in as well. And then you have the Six of Cups. Cups are your emotions, and of course with this Four of Cups, this change. But for this is kind of like usually called the nostalgia card, because it's about reflecting back on old past memories. And I really feel that with all this knowledge and this awareness and this connection to the other side and realizing who you really are, you're able to go back and look at memories and see how beautiful these look. It's like the memories have changed. You're able to transform some memories on what happens, the story that you were applying to old ways of thinking in the past. So you might have people from the past also connecting you during this month, because that can mean people from the past coming in. But also, in addition to those, this is a general reading, so sometimes I get like multiple things. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest for everyone else, like a smorgasbord or a buffet. You don't have to eat everything on the buffet. Leave it for others if it doesn't resonate. But the other thing is to focus on the gratitude for past memories. Focus on those memories that bring this warm feeling to you, this light feeling to you. Allow that to kind of transform things, which with all this surrendering your stress, with the stress falling away and hibernating during this time and the people pleasing backing away, I really feel like this is going to be a wonderful feeling for you during this month, because you're like, oh, this feels so much better than that stress. Which brings you into January 21st to February 21st. Yep, and you have the devil, which is good. Don't forget about this at all, because this is your shadow. This is just your shadow bringing to you information. It's showing you what's caging you. I mean, the cage door is wide open. It's not even locked. You're not even chained down there, but it's bringing to your awareness those thoughts and those beliefs that are making you feel small and constricted and confined. And so these things are coming up into your face, because the shadow doesn't do it in a subtle way, because it knows subtlety doesn't work with most humans, right? At least in the beginning. We need to be shown like 5 different things, and we're like, oh, I think I see a message. The example I have, like I had, it was a few months ago. In a matter of 7 days, I had a friend of mine contact me to let me know that her husband had passed away. And then I had another friend that had a family member pass away that contacted me. And then my mom told me that her neighbor had passed away. Another friend of mine, one of her dear friends, tried to end her life. And then another friend of mine had a mentor who died. And so I was like, okay, I think I see a message. And that's kind of how this works here. Like in my case, was it, okay, am I looking at what loss means, or how do I respond to people that are going through a loss? And, so you start to see this message coming up, and this is going to be very specific, obvious messages on things that you can look at that are chaining you, that your shadow wants you to know, so that you can work on releasing those if you wish to get out of the cage. And then you have temperance, which is another beautiful balancing of things. And again, here's another moon popping up here. And this is the Holy Grail, filling up your human side. So again, this is a very important connection that you have, of connecting to that beautiful Ace of Cups, that beautiful, the Ace of Cups from this Four of Cups here, pouring in that unconditional love, allowing it to fill you up, allowing it to fulfill, you, instead of looking to the outside world, you're really looking inward and finding these things, which makes sense here. You really are having these messages come up to look internally, and this is helping you feel emotional fulfillment internally as well. Yeah, because here is the Temperance card, is pretty much a smaller version of the Star card, right? Because that's a cup pouring to a cup, but this is pouring out of all that unconditional love energy. This is the sign of hope. It's the Aquarius card, which is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. It shows you that this is the bright star that you are, but it's pouring out this unconditional love on all areas of your life. Usually they show one of the vases is being poured out on land and the other is being poured out into the water. The land represents your physical world and your mind, and the water represents your spiritual side and, of course, your emotions. And so it's flooding into your life during this time, which is beautiful, because you got both of these cards, which is definitely showing that you are allowing all that beautiful unconditional love energy, that unconditional love magic, all that energy to flood in, fill you up, and overflow out into your life. Yep. And then you have the Two of Swords here. You have the Two of Swords here. So again, this is when you're using your spiritual connection, the moon, to make decisions in your life. You're trusting your gut and your intuition and those messages that you're getting from above. So you're definitely bringing all this in. Huge spiritual boost of energy, January 21st to February 21st for you. And then you get into February 21st to March 21st, taking you up to spring. And you got the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Coins. She's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. She is all about springtime. She's about abundance. She's about feeling whole and complete. She also brings in the water energy. So again, divine feminine energy coming in, allowing you to see, bringing in that emotional piece into your external world. And again, it's this all this divine, divine energy, this divine connection to the other world comes in strongly with her too. She always reminds me of the Empress, which she is all about nature, Mother Nurture, taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. And this is about this feeling of abundance. Both the King and the Queen of Coins or Pentacles, as it is in other suits, is about understanding that the external world, like this Four of Cups, didn't fulfill you, but that to find true fulfillment and wholeness, you find that from within, from within to without, not without to within. And you get the Three of Cups. So celebration, this is definitely this wholeness and completeness that is flooding out, where the Three of Cups in this one is about, not feeling fulfilled in the external world. For me, this has a special meaning, meaning spirit and spirit guides and those on the other side, just because of a very special reading I had in my life. So whenever this pops up, it's a big hello from your spirit guides, from your angels and guardian angels. So definitely this connection with them continues. This big spiritual burst flows into this month too. So continue to pay attention to those messages. Then you have the Seven of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, all the things we're talking about. And these are about how are your thoughts and beliefs, how are they deceiving you? You're already leaving some thoughts and mentalities behind. You still have 5 of them in your hand there. So this continues to look at those limiting beliefs about yourself, about the people pleasing, about what you're trying to do with the outside world, and what those beliefs mean about your life. You get to really take a look at those. And again, the moon again. So moon energy happening here, which makes sense. A lot of emotional things happening. And then you have the Tree of Life. This is specific to this deck. Most tarot do not have the Tree of Life in there. And this is based on the Kabbalah or the Kabbalah, depending on how you pronounce that. But this is us at the very top of our spiritual energy, like the star. This is your high self. And this is the journey that we've taken so many paths to come down in human form. And so this is the map on how we get back to being a spiritual being, how we connect again and become aware that we are these two separate beings. It also is this, especially with the Seven of Swords here, it's this message of the human piece of us has 5 senses that it takes in information from the outside world. And they're not openings that directly come in with pure information, they're filters. And even though our brain gets inundated with billions of bytes of information a second, not a minute, a second, it only can process 0.000000006% of it, something outrageous, where it's a very minuscule amount so we don't really know what's going on outside of us, which is how we develop our sixth sense with our connection to the upper realms, because they are outside time and space. They see purity on the other side of the veil, so they see things as they are. And so if we connect to them, then we see truth. Whereas if we're trusting our human side, who knows what's going on? All right. And then these last two, you got the Queen of Cups and the Empress. So like I was talking about, two beautiful divine feminine energies. The Queen of Cups not only has water in the cup suit, but as the Queen, she brings water. So you got double water. It's like the High Priestess too. And then the Empress, as we talked about, with Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So with this summarizing a lot of your journey over this period of time, it is definitely about connecting to the other side, about connecting to the beautiful love and abundance that's within you, new birth, new abundance flowing into you in a variety of different ways. General reading, so it can be different for every one of you, but beautiful abundance coming through this reading for you. Lastly, we're going to pull a card here from the bird messages and just see what the final message the Creator has for you for your winter solstice. But I love this huge connection to the other side, huge moon energy. So beautiful, beautiful. You're going to feel the feels. So you're going to have a lot of feelings and emotions. But if you do heed the advice and surrender all this energy that you're investing in the outside world, it's going to be pretty amazing emotions that you're going to be feeling. You're going to feel free, like the Empress does before the Emperor and the Hierophant try to suppress and control. So you're going to feel that freedom that comes. And you got two cards. You got the Bearded Vulture. That says on the bottom here, it says, let outward deeds and words match inner feelings. So don't do it to please others. Let it be love from within flowing outward, not thinking that, I need to please these people and that's why you're doing what you're doing. You're just no expectations, filling up with love and letting it flow out. And then you have I'm going to try to pronounce that, AIM, Vogelkolb, Bowerbird. Appearances can be deceptive. So I love that message that comes in with that for all this, because again, it's like, but I made them happy, and I'm like, no, it just appeared that you were making them happy, but they were choosing to be happy already with or without what you were doing. Yeah, we can influence others. We can make it harder or easier for someone to choose to be happy, but ultimately it's going to be their choice, whether they're going to be happy or not. So, so that doesn't mean we go around being jerks to everyone, but our intentions change, which is what I feel this means here. And I'm going to read this one, is what the one I'm being guided to. So the bowerbird is the architect of dreams, builder of castles, and acquirer of treasures, dresses modestly in shades of dull brown. He weighs but 4 ounces, yet builds a large, intricately constructed bower from twigs and delicately thatches its roof. Indeed, his bower is so large that even human might gain ingress, so even humans might be able to get in there. In his bower's front garden, Bowerbird displays his artworks, offering to the Bowerbird partner of his dreams a cornucopia of carefully arranged blossoms, pinks, blues, and purples, as his discerning taste dictates. Shining red berries, glistening orange jungle leaves, and iridescent insects are then added to his tableau, depending on his vision and the raw materials available. So definitely it's about what you are putting forth, what are you showing the world, right? So this says, if the bowerbird has arrived in your cards, he counsels you to judge no one by their external appearance. For those who at first glance seem dull may be holders of the greatest of treasures, materially, emotionally, and intellectually. So I love that message to end this here, because people pleasing, looking at how we look at people, right? Don't judge them by what we're seeing, because we have no idea. Like it said here, we have no idea what we're really seeing. We're just seeing through our own filters. Everyone's a mirror. So if we look at someone and think they're dull, well, let's take a look and see how we think we're dull, right? Beautiful. All right, well, I'm going to leave the reading there. Well, in addition to this reading, these types of readings, I also do like monthly readings by each zodiac sign, as well as weekly reading, kind of like energy updates by each of the elements, like fire signs, water signs, etc. And as I mentioned earlier, I also do new moon and full moon readings, and so those will may or may not be linked here. It depends on when these come out. I usually throw some playlist at the end, but if you don't want to miss when they come out, one way you can do that, if you haven't done so already, is to click the subscribe button down below, and that's going to make this notification bell pop up. If you click on there, you can set your notifications for this channel, that as soon as the new videos come out and are available, that you'll get notified, so you won't miss out on any of them. You'll get all those updates right away. So also, as you're going throughout this winter solstice in each and every single day of your life, I just want to let you know that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So have an amazing winter solstice. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, but until then, you take care. All right, all my Virgos, if you chose reading number 3, which is the polar bear, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off pulling a card from this Surrender Oracle deck. This is just going to tell us what the Creator wants you to know that is going into hibernation during the winter solstice. So, one more time here. All right, Creator, for our Virgos of the polar bear, what would you like them to know? This one popped out already. And you've got surrender your desire to control people. Yay. That says being over-controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. And I love that. So your desire to control people is what's going to be going into hibernation during this winter solstice. And we're, of course, going to dig in more here. We're going to pull a card from this Animal Spirit deck and just see what Animal Spirit has a message for you regarding this controlling of people that's going to go into hibernation. All right, Creator, so for our polar bears of the Virgo, what? Okay. Yeah, that's pretty... Uh-oh. It's like, this looks yummy. But you got the gazelle and the cheetah, which comes from the same type of fire energy. So let's take a look here and see what messages come from both of these. I feel like we're going to go to the cheetah first. So he's the pursuer, right? He's the one that tries to control Mr. Gazelle in this situation, in this scenario here. So let me just find them, and then I apologize, they're not in alphabetical order, so... Almost. Okay. Yeah, the gazelle comes first and then the cheetah, so we'll go backwards here. So this is solar force, action, achievement, the masculine energy. And the cheetah is the epitome of the solar forces at work. The sun doesn't shine onto the cheetah, it shines from inside this great creature and expands outward to brighten the universe. The energy within a cheetah personality is palpable to others, and they naturally attract an audience to bear witness to their remarkable achievements. Purpose and passion are the best fuel for a cheetah's forward momentum. So if you're lacking in those areas, reconnect to the why before you start running. Because when you're in balance with this cheetah energy, then you achieve anything. You have boundless energy. But when you're out of balance with this, then you're impatient and competitive. That's when you try to control other people. So to bring this energy into balance, reconnect to your purpose, reconnect to your why. And then you go to the gazelle here, and the gazelle has heightened awareness and abilities, and they're vulnerable. The gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, almost bordering on hyper-vigilant, and this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. Because when you're in balance with this gazelle energy, you're graceful, you're perceptive, you're artistic. When you're out of balance, you have food allergies, you have insomnia, and a racing mind. So to bring this energy back into balance, it says, look into yin yoga, a cozy home, and good food. So perfect. I love that. And then we're going to pull a card here, at least one card, from the Ancestor or Ancestry Tarot. And just see what else the Creator wants you to know about this winter solstice. All right, Creator. So for our Virgo of the polar bear, what would you like them to know? Okay, this is one right here. And you have the Eight of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mentalities, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And you can see how these are, thoughts and beliefs are what are keeping her trapped inside. So these thoughts and these beliefs, all these supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos, the have tos, all of those, this is that awareness that you're getting during this period of time and what you're doing there. Because when you feel like you have all the stuff that you have to maintain, all these expectations you have to meet, you become a little police officer, a little sheriff, and say, if I'm going to have to obey all those, by golly, everyone else is going to have to too. And that's where this control of people comes in. So I love that during this period of time, you're becoming aware of these limiting thoughts and beliefs that are limiting you, which in turn are having you limit other people. So it's a beautiful mirror for you during this time. And then we're going to take a look here at these Tarot of Dreams. And we're going to look at each of the 3 months for this winter solstice. So that's 12/21 to 1/21, 1/21 to 2/21, and 2/21 to 3/21, which will take you right up to the spring equinox. All right, Creator. So for our polar bear Virgos, for 12/21 to 1/21, what would you like them to know? Oh, none of those? Okay. They said no, so we will not take those. Okay, I feel like that one, and those two in this one. And then what about 1/21 to 2/21? Okay. And then they want these 3 for here. Okay, and then anything else for overall? Okay, this is your overall card. Apologize. Don't mean to be coughing in your ear there. All right, so for 12/21 to 1/21, you've got the Queen of Swords. So this is your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, everything with here. And the Queen, all the queens in the minor arcana, all the 4 suits, this is air, but she also brings water. And this is the balancing of heart and mind. So you really start to understand this balance that comes from that. And she yields the Ace of Swords. You got the Libra here for the balance. But the Ace of Swords allows you to see things from a higher perspective, to see the capital T truths. And the Ace of Swords also empowers you to cut away these thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve you. They served you for a time for you to experience what it might feel like to be limited and powerless and trapped, but this is what's going to bring you the freedom from that. She has an open mind, and she also brings in her heart and intuition in making decisions, so she has this balance between heart and mind, not emotional decisions, not totally all mind decisions. She has this beautiful interaction and is able to make decisions that are very wise because she's able to balance both. Which brings you the Wheel of Fortune, 10. Endings and new beginnings of things happening, but there's a beautiful story of the Wheel of Fortune. And I'm sorry if you've heard all this before, but it's always a good reminder that before you came down here as a soul, you chose who you were going to be, what avatar was going to represent your high, big spiritual self. So this character, this avatar you're going to play. And you chose when you're going to arrive and when you're going to leave. And all these fated events that are going to happen in your life. All these things that are going to, people that are going to come into your life, situations that are coming into your life, things that are going to happen to your body. All those things are fated events. But within each of those circumstances, we still get to choose what story we're going to apply to the situation and what emotion we're going to feel with that situation. So we still have that free will and that power of choice that allows us to determine all of that. And so the message that comes from all that is that life is not this out-of-control drama train that's about to jump the tracks and fly off and dramatically explode, in a gorge. But it's more like a monorail at Disney World, where it's connected to the tracks. It's a smooth ride. It stops at its designated places right on time in perfect timing. And so life happens for you. It doesn't happen to you. And that's the message that comes here, which helps you with transforming these thoughts and these beliefs that have made you feel small. It also helps you with trying to control others as well, because if you realize their life is unfolding perfectly, you don't need to fix their life, right? Yep. Okay. And then you have the 9 of Wands. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your aha inspiration, your spark, your spiritual energy. And this is all about you moving up with that spiritual energy. And it's about not giving up. This is the energy that shows that you have this Ace of Wands in your hands. You get to choose. And I love that this came after this wheel. So it showed you that everything happens for you on purpose. And then you don't have to worry about what is happening, what's going on, because you get to decide what everything means. So this is like this don't give up, keep going card. And this combination gives you that ability and that knowledge on how you can, if you can really embrace that belief that everything happens for you, then you transform from this victim mentality to this beloved child mentality that I'm being taken care of by the mother and father of all things. My life is unfolding perfectly for me, so I may not see it yet. Why? But I can trust that it is. So if you can do that, that'll be transforming for you. And then you have the 3 of Wands, which this is about being able to adjust your course, and I love that they have a ship on here. So like, the example I usually use is like the 2 of Wands would be you're in the middle of a continent and you have plans to get to the sea, and then from the sea you're going to take a ship to blah 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 somewhere, right? So this 3 of Wands is that you've made it to the sea, but now you're going to jump on a new ship because you have new information. You have new desires and new things that are coming forward in your life. And so you're ready to go in a new direction. So that all comes from 1221 to 121. And then 121 to 221, you've got the Devil card. And don't freak out about this. This is beautiful because this is you feeling caged and suppressed, just like this, 8 of Swords here. But this is our shadow, and our shadow brings information to us, showing us all of these swords that are making us feel trapped, making us feel caged, literally, right? So And they don't do it in very subtle ways. They're going to be very obvious during this period of time. So you're going to be getting things happening to all the same people in your life, like several of them where you're like, oh my God, I had like 5 people this week come to me and tell me that they're having a relationship trouble because someone cheated on them. You know, what's going on? It's going to be obvious like that, where you get all these messages around the same subject matter, whether it's from people or movies or social media or something you get in the mail, like junk mail, and it's like all the same message. You're like, okay, I get it. It's going to be very obvious and not subtle. So strong messages coming from your shadow. And here is your card, Virgos. This is the Hermit card, and so this is about finding this, finding yourself, your power. This is what that bright little light is. There is you. But this is about taking time to you to reflect on these things, and definitely with all this information coming in your face, you are going to be taking some alone time, or it's recommended that you do, because if you're getting all this information, you do nothing with it, you're just going to stay in that cage, and it's just going to come back around. And for you to go, are you ready to look at it yet? Nope. Okay. Ready? Okay, now we'll look at it. So you have an opportunity to look at it during this period of time, and to leave, to clear away these thoughts and beliefs that are going to open up your life and your beliefs about yourself. Yeah. 6 of Wands, more Wands energy. And this is about, it's usually about being recognized, being seen. And I really feel like for you, this is like you're really seeing yourself for the first time. And this brilliant light, I mean, it talked about this too a little bit down here, about the light that you are, like this cheetah, it shines from the inside out, and that you are recognized by people because of the bright light that you're shining forth. And I feel like this, like here we have this bright light in this, staff that the Hermit has here. This is, you deal with these things that free you, that allows you to shine brighter, and then people recognize, and they're just like, oh my gosh, you are literally glowing. What is going on? And it's that beautiful, freeing feeling that you have through this process. You're just like, oh my God, I do feel so free, because I am letting myself off the hook of all these supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's. And so I'm letting everyone else off the hook too. And trust me, the people that you've been trying to control, that you no longer try to control, they're going to see that, and they're going to be like, oh my God, who are you? Which takes you into February 21st to March 21st. And you've got the 7 of Coins, 7 of Pentacles. And this is that the fruit of your labor is coming. Your basket's empty currently, but this is about that the inside stuff moves faster than the outside. And this is kind of like that patience card. Just be patient. You're going to see the changes in the outside world. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get there, and you're okay. And you've got the 5 of Swords. So, yep, you continue to use that Ace of Swords from this Queen here to cut away those thoughts and those beliefs. So you still have some things that you're whittling down, and I think that's where this patience card is coming in, is you can't do it all, undo all these thoughts and beliefs in a day, but be patient with yourself and allow yourself to release those thoughts and those beliefs. Realize there's these capital T truths about who you really are that you can connect to, and all these small T truths of the opinions of the outside world, all those bars on the cage. It's taking you time to cut them away, and that's okay. Be patient with yourself, because this is about, the 5 is all about transformation of thoughts and beliefs for this 5 of Swords. So just trust that. And then you have the 6 of Coins, which this is all about realizing your awareness around giving and receiving. There's this balancing that's coming in again. You can see he's got the 2 here, and again, here's the moon. And you've been having the moon kind of pop up a little bit in here too, which definitely has to do with your emotions and connecting to the emotional side. And your feelings of worth here are going to be definitely some of these things that are going to be transforming here. Especially with all these thoughts and these beliefs that are caging you have to do with your worth. Your whole life is this journey of worth, because our shadow side allows us to feel and experience what it might feel like to be worth less. But with this happening and being the last card in this thing here, besides this one, with a spread here, this is all about you're finding this balance of your worthiness. You're finding this amazing just awareness that you don't have to give, and that people don't have to give to you either for you to find your worth. And I usually don't get that with this card, but with this desire to control other people, it's because you're looking for validation from them, and you give to receive. And you're realizing so much of these thoughts and beliefs around other people's actions, what they mean about you, is really transforming and falling away, especially with that Five of Swords there. Yeah, and overall, Palace of Wands. Palaces are specific to this deck, and this is like creating this space of embracing your drive and your ambition and your dreams and your aha inspiration, but really finding this place for your spirituality, for your spiritual energy, and your drive and your ambition in life. So as you really transform, like if your motivation before was to please others and to control others so that you could feel lovable, this whole transformation is about finding this inner change in your drive and your ambition of your life. And so this whole thing is going to change. I mean, this is huge fire energy. So you're driving your ambition for your life, this spark, this winter solstice, even though the winter time in the Northern Hemisphere is a time where things are dying on the surface, underneath there's all this activity happening, preparing for spring. So just know that that's what's happening here as well. I'm going to pull one final card here from the chakra reading cards. And we're just going to see what the final message the Creator has for you for this winter solstice, all you Virgo polar bear babies. All right. So for our polar bears, okay, it's right here. And I did mention in the intro about polar bears, the only time they go into hibernation is when they're pregnant. It's the female that goes in because she's, going through that gestation period where the baby is growing inside of her. So I really feel like that's kind of that energy that's happening here too. Oh my gosh. Fire energy, big time. And you got abundance, number 8. So this is definitely your root chakra, which this is all about. Your base chakra, fire. So this card has come to you as a reminder that abundance is available for you at all times. It's your natural state of being to resonate at this expansive vibration. The world and the universe is a playground of abundant energy, which is available to you in each moment of each day. If you've been stuck in a conscious state of not being able to attract and manifest your heart's desires, know that the door of abundance is wide open and inviting you to step inside. You are a co-creator with the universe and can manifest in abundance anything you require at any time. If the bills have been piling up, there seems to be a lack of finances to go around. Know that abundance is at hand. Abundance comes in many forms, not just money. Love, joy, gratitude, and healing are here for you now. So take a moment today to tune in to and feel and acknowledge the abundance in your life, right? Become aware of how you may be sabotaging or shutting yourself off to this powerful energy, and do what's required to allow this flow to occur once again. So this block, right? This block of this door of this flow. You may wish to ask your angels for help to clear any blockages. So do a guided meditation or even work with some powerful crystals like citrine or jade. You are deserving of this abundance in your life now and always. It's your natural birthright. Abundance is showering its blessings upon you now and always, so be open and receive its light. And the affirmation for this card is, I am the abundant flow of the divine. The wealth of the universe flows to me and through me now and always. So beautiful, beautiful ending here of all this abundance and all this energy. I mean, all this fiery energy you have burning within you to do something with your life that you are passionate about. And all this is just unflowing like this Wheel of Fortune. Everything is happening for you. Nothing is happening to you. And you, like I said, abundance is your birthright. All right, well, I'm going to leave the reading there. I want to let you know, in addition to these readings, I also do monthly readings by each zodiac sign. Also, weekly update readings of like the energy update for elements like fire signs, water signs, etc. I also do new moon, full moon readings, and a variety of other readings throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you haven't done so already, just click the subscribe button down below, and that's going to make this notification bell pop up. And if you click on that, then you can set your notification settings to receive the message right away when they become available. And also, as you go throughout this period of time, in each and every second of every day, please know that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, the Mother and Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So have an amazing winter solstice. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, but until then, you take care.